Hey guys, welcome to today's video. My name is Vienna Lay and I am your local real estate expert in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Title: what is this term? What does this mean? And what role do they play in real estate? That is what we're going to be discussing today, and we're going to be talking about the general rules of title and what their roles are. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and keep on watching. If you have ever been in a real estate transaction, or if you're in real estate for whatever reason, if you're a professional or you're in the middle of a transaction, you're seller, buyer, whatever, then you need to know what title is. And title is as simple as the concept of most things in transactions, such as inspections and earnest money deposits and stuff like that. And so if you guys are interested in knowing these more general terms in real estate, I'll go ahead and leave those videos down below, or go ahead and check out my 101 series that I'm doing. This is just one of them in that series so that it helps you guys know exactly what these general terms mean and how they are helpful to know during your transaction with your house. Basically, what title is they act as the middleman of a real estate transaction. So they basically take care of facilitating closing as well as ensuring that the closing of a house goes smoothly. And so hiring a title company will basically help to make sure that the closing of the home happens without or as little hitches as possible. And so title is needed to make sure that all the funds are correctly placed in during the transaction process of the sale of a house. And they are there to make sure that if anything from either party changes or there's some need to just adjust closing, then they are there for that. And so not a lot of people talk about title, I think, because title in general doesn't really do much different from one title company to another. And so there are very few things, though significant things, that a seller and buyer may consider when they are choosing their title company. Now, with this day and age, with technology, some title companies may be more ahead of their game than others. For example, there are some that could conduct virtual closings, and then there are some that cannot. When it comes to title, paying for title, it usually ranges pretty high in the $500 to $700 range, or even $800 range, from what I know. So it is not the same as when an agent becomes the middleman for their client, their seller or buyer client. Title is specifically a middleman to ensure that closing goes smoothly by collecting documents, making sure that the verification of documents happens, and to make sure that all the funds regarding the sale of the home, such as getting the lender's approval for things and appraisal is on schedule, and all of these additional things, and making sure the earnest money and option money, if needed, are deposited. Those are all just a few of the things that title does to make sure that the closing of the home goes very smooth sailing and with as little problems as possible. And so title plays a very important but also very, what I feel like, is a quiet role in real estate. Not a lot of people talk about them, but I feel like it's important to understand what they do for us in general in a real estate transaction. And finally, at the end of getting all of the processing done, making sure we're all up to date on the deadlines and funding and all of that stuff, a representative, they will be there to represent title, and they will conduct the actual closing. So if you've ever been in a real estate transaction, then the seller and the buyer, they show up to the closing, whether virtual or on-site, separately, and they sign the closing documents. And title is there to ensure that both parties understand the terms of the contract, the finalization of the sale of the house, and to just make sure that all documents are signed and we are good to go. So they are there to make sure that the clients, buyers and sellers understand what the sale of the house means, all the terms of the contract, and making sure that the ownership from the seller smoothly transfers over to the buyer. And so that is their job. Title's other job that's super important is understanding the documentation, making sure that they do so that the clients can understand the documents and exactly what the sale of this house means to the seller and the buyers in the transaction. So yeah, title is very, very important. It is one of those building blocks, essential building blocks in a home transaction. And if I'm missing anything, then go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you found this helpful and want to share it with others, go ahead and leave a like and share this video. And if you like this sort of real estate content, then go ahead and subscribe. I upload videos every single week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.